Today is February 7th, and we're talking about positive thinking. And I know positive thinking is a cliche, and it can even sound mundane. So let's look at it in a Krishna conscious perspective. Positive thoughts are like a turbo engine under your feet, pushing you towards Krishna. As we know in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, you control your mind, and it's your friend, you don't control it, it's your enemy. So the idea is, mind is difficult to control. Arjuna says to Krishna, it's difficult to control. And Krishna says, yeah, I know it is. But it's possible. And why is it possible? Because you're not the mind. That's why. You can control it because you're higher. Now, if you let the mind take over, then you can't control it. So, we have control of what we put in our mind. Now you might say, it doesn't seem like that because so many thoughts come to me. That's true. But I have control if I want to dwell on them or not. It's very important to understand that when thoughts come to you that are not helping you in Krishna consciousness, you don't have to give them energy, you don't have to dwell on them. When they come to us, a lot of times we feel trapped because the thought is there. And our conditioning is if a thought's there, it's just there and it does its thing, it does its work. It starts to move me in a certain direction, it starts to make me feel a certain way. But it doesn't have to be that way. Because we're not the mind, we can control that. So let's say an unwanted thought comes. We can call it an anartha thought. I don't want to be thinking about this. Okay, if you don't want to be thinking about it, don't think about it. Don't give it energy. Don't dwell on it. Don't think, oh, this is a bad thought, and I'm a bad person for thinking this bad thought, and I always think these bad thoughts. And actually, I like thinking about this bad thought. It makes me feel like I can enjoy this thought. I know it's a bad thought, but it still has some taste for me. And then you just gravitate on it. And anyway, if I keep thinking about it, I'll probably become attached because that's what Krishna says in the Gita, oops, I'm becoming attached right now. So you're just going down this spiral, dhayato vishayam punsam. You meditate and you become attached, and then lust develops. Then you have no control over it. So, as we've spoken before, in the stage of meditation, thinking about that desire is the stage where you have the strongest chance of pulling away from it. So understanding that you don't have to dwell on that thought, but you can think of another thought is very important. So now a conditioned idea comes up. Conditioned thought, conditioned attachment. It just shows up in my mind. That's how it happens. What do I do now? Can I plan a better thought? Yes, you can plan a better thought. How do I do it? You just do it. Think of the moon now. Wow, you just planted the thought of the moon. Think of the sun. Now you're thinking of the sun. How did you do that? I just told you to do it. You decided, okay, I'll do that, and you did it. That's how thoughts work. Think of Krishna's lotus feet. Think of the symbols on his lotus feet. The red soles, they're soft. His toenails are like effulgent jewels. Wow, right now you're thinking of Krishna's lotus feet. That's amazing. That was so easy. Okay, think. Now, this is a weird experiment. Think of something you're attached to that's not Krishna conscious. Okay, now think of Krishna's lotus feet. They're soft. They're light pink. Effulgent toenails. We just want to be a particle of dust at his feet. The fragrance of his feet. The softness of his feet. You can't imagine. Wow. We went from a negative thought to a positive thought. That was easy. So, if we put thoughts in our consciousness that are aligned with our goals, what we want to achieve in our lives, those thoughts will be like a turbo engine under us. They'll empower us. They'll push us forward. If we have negative thoughts, they'll push us away. Now, if you look at your life, you look what you're trying to achieve, start looking at your thought patterns. Do my thought patterns align with what I want to achieve? In many cases, they don't. And that's a problem. And that's why we can't achieve what we want to achieve, because we have thoughts which undermine our goals. If you want to achieve something, all your thoughts have to be lined up. I could never achieve this. That's not a good thought to have, is it? No, I will achieve this. I'm going to work on this. I'm going to be determined, etc., etc. We can do this. We can learn. These are the kind of thoughts we need. So, thoughts are powerful. They energize, or they can be destructive. They can take away your energy. They can discourage you. So you have the power to control your thoughts. And that's a powerful thought. Hare Krishna.